Hey guys, this is Leah with Scott Leroy Marketing, and in today's tip video, I'm going to talk about how your opportunities work if you are transferring market centers and how to now get your DocuSign templates for your new market center. So whenever you are transferring to a new market center, okay, all the opportunities that you have previously created in your past market center will stay in your command account. However, that will stay associated with your previous market center. So if you go onto the opportunity dashboard just to show you where the market center name pulls into the opportunity, right? If I click on just any of my opportunities in here, so if I click on my pipeline or click all opportunities, okay, however you navigate to your opportunity, you'll notice that if you click on that, it'll have the market center name in the description, okay, and the general info and the details of your opportunity. Okay, so all I did was simply, however you navigate to locate your opportunity, simply click on the opportunity name in teal, and that will open up the details here, and you'll see which market center that opportunity is associated with. So if you are transferring to a new market center, okay, your new market center will not be able to see the opportunities created in your previous market centers. So depending on if that transaction will be closing in your previous market center or if you'll be moving that over to your new market center, okay, if you do move that transaction to your new market center, like you'll be closing it in the new market center you're transferring to, you would have to recreate the opportunity under the new market center. So unfortunately, there is not a way to move existing opportunities to your new market center. Okay, that would just have to be done when you're creating that. So let me show you how to do that. So I'm going to click on the opportunities icon on the left-hand side menu, the handshake icon on the menu, rather. And we can go ahead and click create opportunity on the very top right. All right, and so the main thing I want to show you on this opportunity pop-up is the first field will say the market center name. Okay, now I'm only a part of one market center, but if you are transferring to another market center, or if you're an expansion agent who is in more than one market center, you would have both of the market centers on this drop-down list. Okay, if you're transferring, your previous market center might still be the default market center, and that would generally change after the first 3 days of the next month. Okay, after your office goes through transmittal, it's called, it sends all of the info to KWRI, who will then switch out your primary market center. So pay close attention to that if you're transferring, especially during the first month. Just be aware that the market center here does really matter. And unfortunately, again, if you create it under one market center, there's no way to move that, so you would have to recreate it. So again, we would select that market center from here and go ahead and create the opportunity. Okay. And if that's something that you're going to do, right now in the video, feel free to pause the video so you can actually create it, because I'm actually going to go into a separate opportunity to just show you the final steps of what you would need to access your DocuSign templates for your new market center. Okay. And in order to do that, you would need to first create an opportunity under your new market center. All right, again, so just to say that one more time for you. So if you are looking to get your templates for your new market center in DocuSign, the first step to accessing those would be to create an opportunity under your new market center. We will then be creating the DocuSign room from this new opportunity directly, which will then make the templates from your new market center populate. So you will want to go through and actually create the opportunity under the new market center. So again, feel free to pause the video if you need to do that. I'm just going to go to an existing opportunity so I can show you what you would do next. So after you create that opportunity, again, it'll take you to the details. So you'll be used to seeing this, where you'll see that market center name again at the top. And the document section right here is what you'll want to click on in order to start your DocuSign room. So we're in the Documents tab of our opportunity. And on the far right, if you have not already started an opportunity, it will say Start a Transaction right here. instead of go to transaction. Okay, the button does switch the verbiage once you've already started the transaction. All right, so you should see start transaction right here, which will take you into DocuSign, okay, or dotloop depending on what you have linked up. All right, but this tip is on DocuSign. So once I have put in my DocuSign login and password, that will give me access to my Office templates. Okay, and what I mean by that is if you go to create an envelope, so you can access your Office templates specifically. If they add any templates for you, if you create a new envelope, you can click to use a template from the envelope. And that would show you under the shared with me option any templates that have been shared from your Market Center. Now this is a little different than your board forms, so I'll overview that real quick for you as well, just in case you're interested in the interactive forms. All right, there we go. All right, so that is separate steps, so I'll show you that next. But this shared with me, these are all the templates that are provided by my Office staff. Okay. So, and again, you would get access to these once you have clicked start a transaction from an opportunity created under your new Market Center. All right, so last thing I'm going to show you guys, if you are transferring to a new Market Center, especially that is in a different state, or you need to become a member of a new board or association in, where you're transferring to, so it kind of depends on how far you're transferring. If you are staying, in your existing area, most likely your account is already set up to access your forms. All right, but if not, you would need to typically add in your NERDS ID to your account preferences to access your DocuSign forms for your board or association. That's not always required, and I'll show you how to look as well. But first, what you'll want to do is click on, it'll either be your headshot or initials in a circle on the top right. And then preferences from that drop down. From there, we want to click on integrations on the left hand side. And this is where I'll find the section to go ahead and link up zip forms. Zip forms is primarily used for California agents. So if you are a part of CAR.org for California agents, you will need to link up zip forms. If you are, most other associations will require the NERDS. So it's not every association that does require your NERDS ID to be linked. Okay, so I'll show you how to see if your forms are already in here, but quite a few of the associations do require this. So if you're not seeing your forms in DocuSign, this is where you would want to put in your NERDS ID, your last name, and then go ahead and select your association from this list, okay, whatever association you're a part of. Click to save. And if you have any trouble with that, feel free to email us, support@scottleroymarketing.com, and we can help you with that. Okay, so the last thing I'm going to do is just show you how to access your forms now, assuming that your NERDS ID is entered in and your templates and so forth. All right, just a heads up, the primary way to access your forms. So I'm just going back to my DocuSign room. In the documents section of my room here. And as you most likely know, we would click on add on the top right of the document section of our room to access those DocuSign forms. So from there, I can select either a library or group in the top option, and depending on what I select in the top option, that will change what I see in the second drop down. So if I select library, I'll see my board forms and MLS forms. However, if I change the first drop down to the DocuSign forms group, that'll show many groups of forms that my Market Center has created for me. Not all Market Centers are using this quite yet, so if you're not seeing that, no worries. However, if you do see the groups, I personally like to search this way because it makes it a little easier to find, a little more organized. I can, of course, use the search bar right here and click the dot to the left of whatever forms I want to bring in and click add to add those right away. All right, and as far as, at this point, preparing the form, editing it and sending that to your client for signatures, I'll include a YouTube video in the description for just a 20-minute overview of DocuSign, because I know this is a little quicker because I was trying to show you guys, transfer items specifically. But if you would like, the basics of DocuSign with Command on how to manage your transactions, I'll go ahead and include a link to that in the description of the YouTube video. And if you have any questions at all, please don't hesitate to reach out to us. Support@scottleroymarketing.com. I hope this helped. I hope you have a great day. Take care, guys.